Hi guys, welcome back to another video. And in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys what I believe to be the best possible keybinds and settings on controller. Now, recently a lot of people have been switching from mouse and keyboard to controller. The way it used to always be was people would switch from controller to mouse and keyboard, but recently I've seen a lot of mouse and keyboard players switch to controller and be confused on what binds they should use from the start. So, I'm going to be showing you guys the best possible binds to use on your controller in my opinion, and yes, I still use B to edit, which is the most basic edit button which no one is good on, but I just use it because personally I just think it's so much easier. It's easier to do stuff, but you need to do a certain thing when you do it. It's like certain settings you need to apply in order to make B to edit as fast as possible. So what I'm now going to show you guys is my settings. I'm going to go through the basic settings first, and then once I went through the basic settings I will then start to go through the rest of the settings and stuff, you get what I mean. So we'll go through the normal settings first. So here is what I use. I just use ProtonOp 3. I don't know why I use it. I don't even know why I use colorblind settings. I don't think it makes a difference in my opinion. But yeah, that's just what I use because I've just had it on that for ages now and it looks weird without it. So there we go. There is the video graphics settings. And then now I'm going to show you guys the game settings. So of course I play on EU. That'll be different for where you play. The language is of course English. They don't matter. Now, first thing you want to do is turn off toggle sprint and 100% turn on sprint by default. Sprint by default is insane for controller. Sprint cancels reloading. Keep that off. Auto open doors. I personally think that auto open doors is a fantastic feature and I think you guys should use it. Not a lot of people do, but I would recommend that you guys do actually go and use that. So then the combat settings is hold to swap pickup off. All of this you can see, so you can slow this down if need be, and you can see all of those settings. And now we're going to go to the game UI. You can go through all of these if you want as well. They're all just turned on besides runtime performance. Then this is where it comes into key. The first thing you want to do is have controller auto run turned on, and you want to have build immediately builder pro off, okay? And then you're going to have your edit hold time down to the lowest it can possibly be. Vibration 100%, you should have that off. Then these two don't matter because you actually want to go ahead and put advanced options on. So I use a very high sensitivity compared to what I see other people use when I watch their setting videos. They tend to be around about the 1.8 mark, but I highly recommend if you're just starting on controller or you're trying to get the best of your abilities on controller, you should go for 2.4 build mode sensitivity and 2.7 edit mode sensitivity. Now, just before I get into the rest of the settings, the reason this is because I feel like it's so much easier to do flick edits. So if I had to I messed that up there by accident, but if I had to just do a little triangle edit thingamajig, whatever you want to call it, then it's so much easier to just flick edit, if you get what I mean. It's more consistent. Of course I'm trying to record this video and I'm leaning against the microphone so that you guys can hear me better, but I feel like it's just much better for flick edits. A lot of people will have different opinions, but I just think having a high sensitivity is key. It's not very key when you do edits like this, I can't lie, because when you're going to do edits like that, it's going to be hard to do them every time and every time consistently. I can do them, but not consistently, because you're using such a high edit, if you get what I mean. So if you want to do that, you need to get into the rhythm of working from the bottom to the top, but I never use those edits, so I don't care. You just do middle and then up, okay? So you do that, but because you're using such a high sensitivity, that might be a struggle. But in my opinion, the only edits I use is door edits sometimes, and then they're the most common, and then obviously your ones like that as well. So it's pretty self-explanatory, but I'm mainly trying to use one hand to show you guys this. So now let me get back to the settings instead of talking so much. So 2.4 build mode sensitivity, you want to have your edit mouse sensitivity on 2.7. Edit mode, sorry, not mouse. Use advanced options on, of course. Look horizontal speed is going to be 49% and look vertical speed is going to be 44. You're going to have turning horizontal 0, turning vertical boost 0. I don't know why that's even on 2, it doesn't make a difference. Then we've got 0 on turning boost ramp. We've got instant boost went off, and there you go. ADS look horizontal speed 12 and ADS look vertical speed 6. With the aim assist being worse on linear than it is on exponential, you are forced to use a low ADS to get better shots. So there we go. Linear on, of course, aim assist strength 100. I use my dead zone as 14 just down to the fact my left analog stick and my right analog sticks tend to move a lot themselves. But you can put this a bit lower if you have a more up-to-date controller, but I don't. So then we've got all of them settings. It doesn't really matter about them. And then here is where the big part comes. So when you use B automatically, you are automatically given B to be switch mode and edit. You want to take that off and you want to put it as just edit. That will then mean that you don't get a little circle, really. So before I go to edit, before I do this, in fact, I'll show you guys. If I switch that to switch mode and edit, look at the little white line. Do you see the little white line around the B? Watch. You can't, look, see the little white line around the B? It means you can't edit fast. So you can't do spam edits. You see? You can hear my controller. I'm trying to edit. Because that's on switch mode and on edit. So you want to put that back to just edit, of course. And we're going to have this like that. And I don't want to say that this is going to reset my settings now, but I don't think it is. And then we're going to have B to edit, of course, on the build controls and stuff. And you're going to use all of the settings that are there. Of course, I use left stick to pickaxe. I think that is the best possible thing that you can use for pickaxe. It's much easier. And you want to automatically take right stick off reset, and you want to make reset RB. It just makes it so much easier. If I show you guys just now, like, look, the white line is away and I can now edit faster. You get what I mean? Because I've not got it on. So it's just so much easier, because with resetting with that, you just click RB. Look, I'm resetting with RB right now. It's so much easier than doing it with the right analog stick, because the right analog stick takes time to get pressed in. Any of you that use left stick to edit, you'll know it takes a little bit of pushing to get it to actually work. Now that's the same with resetting, so you want to use RB or R1 to reset. I just think it's much better, you know. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I can say about the settings, really. Another thing I would say is, I know you guys have probably already seen it, but you 100% want to have, wait till I see if I can find it. It is called, I'm trying to see if I've already went by it. It's called edit on release. There it is, confirm edit on release. You definitely want to have that on if you're going to want to get the best out of double edits and so on. I'm not too good at double edits at the moment because I've only recently just switched my binds, and it will be very good, but I've been used to having to hold it more, so my double edits aren't as good as they used to be, but they will get better. But these settings are just overall the best. I'm trying to get better at high ground retakes and everything, and I'm really bad at them, but recently I felt like I'm getting a lot better, and I think having a high sensitivity is just so much smoother and easier to crank 90s. Like this, is so effortlessly. So yeah, I just think that's the best thing you can possibly do, and I'll just show you guys with the edits how much easier it is. On the wall, here we go. This is just me using the B to edit. I'm not very fast at the moment. Give me a second to quickly put both hands on the controller. So as you can see, I'm not very fast at editing on the walls, but I mean, I'm getting better, a lot better than what I was. And then cone edits as well are just pretty self-explanatory. It just makes B so much easier to edit when you're using this. I'm trying to use one hand more so at the moment because I'm trying to hold my microphone, because the clamp has just came off it there and I didn't want it to fall and then you guys get your ripped. So yeah, this is in my opinion the best settings you can use on Fortnite Battle Royale. You guys will be a lot better with them than I am because I'm recently just getting used to it, but I think when you guys get used to them fully, you will really max out your potential. I think it's so much better for cranking 90s and so on. It's so much better for build battles, box fights, everything, because you're just easily able to do smooth edits. It's just the way it goes, isn't it? You can just protect yourself, build a wall, and it's so much easier and smoother to do edits. because having such a high edit sense makes it so easy to do flick edits, like I've already said, and you just go like that, like I just did. So yeah, you just pretty much flick your edits as you would, and it's pretty self-explanatory and it's a lot more consistent. So if you guys enjoyed this today's video, then please let me know in the comments if this actually helped you in terms of using my settings, if it was any good for you. But yeah, I came up with all of these settings on my own, and this is just in my opinion the best settings you could possibly use on controller, especially for you guys just switching from keyboard and mouse to controller, because once you get used to these settings you'll be an absolute god. So yeah, there's a lot of sweats in the game, of course, and that's what's making Fortnite kind of die. But in order to enjoy the game, you have to become a sweat yourself. So be prepared, you need to get a lot better at the game, and these settings would 100% help you get better. So like I said, I couldn't even do one high ground retake, and now I'm starting to get used to them a bit. That one I'm not doing too well because I've not done it in a while actually. So you just go like that, and I'll show you nice and quickly the best possible high ground retakes and stuff to use when you're getting used to these settings. So I'm not very good at it yet, but I'll get there eventually. So once a round starts, you just start off with 2 walls, or 2 ramps I should say, a few 90s, so on. Maybe do this, flick up, and then you do that. That's pretty much it. And with the high sensitivity, that helps a lot. So I'll show one more time in slow mode, some high ground retakes you can do. So the first high ground retake you want to do is place a cone above you, to the right and beside, and then you want to place a wall there, not a wall, sorry, a roof, and then you place a ramp, you go out, like so, and then you edit a few 90s. And then, in my opinion, the favourite one of mine is a few to the left or right, whatever side you're more comfortable with. My dead's almost done bad there. Right, so you move it out to the right. 1, 2, do that. Ramp. Nice little flick edit into a few 90s. And that is the best possible high ground retakes that you can do on controller. In my opinion, of course, there'll be a lot better ones where people do it differently and they're a lot better and stuff, but I feel like if you use these settings, you'll get to your max ability. And like I said, I couldn't even do one high ground retake, and now I'm starting to get a bit more used to it the more times I do them. So I'll be practicing definitely on these settings a lot whenever I'm playing the game. Recently I've been playing a lot of Rainbow Six Siege because I just think it's an amazing game. But this is 100% the best settings you can use. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please let me know in the comments if it helped you. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and put post notifications on so that you don't miss another upload. And I will see you guys in the next one.